exercise, we're going to be reducing the shadows around eyes. So I'm going to open this up in Photoshop. And unfortunately, as a photographer, sometimes you have to kind of deal with the time of day that a situation's happening. And when this was taken, it was a really bad time of day. It was like around noon, so the sun was coming straight down, and it's causing these like harsh shadows on the bride and this bridesmaid. So what do I have to do? As a photographer, I have to fix this up. I can't give this to the bride. She normally doesn't look like this in these harsh conditions, so how can I improve it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a new layer, and I'm going to call this shadows. Okay. And I'm going to use the healing brush tool. Okay. And before I get started, I have to make sure that it's actually in the healing brush properties ribbon up here. I need to make sure that this is actually set to current and below. We can't, usually it's set on current. And if you are using it on the current level layer, look at its blank, there's nothing there. So you want to make sure that you're sampling from the layer below and as well as the current layer. It's taking those things into account. So I'm making sure before I get started with that it's at current and below. So I'm going to zoom in to her eyes, underneath her eyes right here. And I need to first sample the skin below here. So I'm going to hold down the Alt Option button, and I'm going to steal some pixels from below and select. And then I'm going to paint above. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger and paint below her eyes. And it might look too dramatic here. And notice that while I'm working that it didn't get up here. So what I need to do is target a new area. I'm going to hold down the Alt Option button again and then click over here and do that all around here. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the other side. I'm going to hold down Option Alt and select some skin under here, and I'm going to go above. Okay, so notice that you're like, oh, you're getting rid of all the shadow. That doesn't look good. Okay, watch me though. I'm going to continue over here, Option Alt underneath her eye, and steal some of that skin tone from underneath her eye. Do the same over here. All right, now that looks pretty good. I'm going to zoom out. And the last thing I'm going to do is that looks so unnatural. So with the opacity of this layer, I'm going to bring it down to bring back some of those shadows. Not all of them, just enough to get that sense. And then now we can see the before and after. So you probably forgot, like, oh, wow, that was really harsh. And now they're there, but it's just not as dramatic. And this looks really good to me. So that's it.